Hi guys, welcome to Daddy and the Don. Today we're going to be previewing the Week 20 fixture in the English Premier League between Brentford and Man City. We're going to have regular pundits Jay and Doug, so we're going to hear from Jay first and a little later Dougie. So we'll start off with you, Jay. So obviously get the formalities out of the way, Merry Christmas and all that. So I don't know what you had for dinner on Boxing Day, but I think same like me, the only thing that seemed to get stuffed was our football team. So how did you find the last few fixtures have gone? Obviously it's been a bit of a mixed bag for yourselves, but again, where you've come from, what your expectations were this year, you've got to be fairly happy with the league position and the points haul so far.
Hi Phil, Merry Christmas and all of that, mate, to you too. Very, very frustrating Boxing Day. Short and simple, we just lost the midfield battle in the first half and didn't really gain it back in the second half, although we were much better. So it's just one of those things. Brighton are in around the same position as us. It was a tight game like it was at our ground. They scored 2 worldies, although our defending was questionable for the first one and possibly for the second, but it's the Prem at the end of the day, so sometimes you're going to expect those, and we've conceded a lot of goals like that where it's not necessarily always our fault. It's just a great strike. If you look at Trossard's goal, and Buemo had the same opportunity, even though he called offside. I don't think it was offside if it would have gone in when you look back from the replay. Just a little bit of moaning at quality, fine margins, especially in the Prem. On our league position, more than happy. Halfway stage, do you know what I mean? This is where we should be. I said to Graham, this is where we wanted to be. I said to Graham a few times, 12th to 8th is where I think we'll finish, so we're in around that mix at the moment. I had 2 games called off for COVID. Carabao Cup game, we looked a bit rusty, and I think we looked a bit rusty yesterday as well. We played 2 attacking midfielders and just left Norgard in there, so I think it was a bit silly, but with injuries, etc., sometimes need must, and it's sometimes just good to get minutes under players' belts.
So it doesn't get any easier. Man City at home next. Obviously they've been on tremendous form recently, smashing teams for fun, 5, 6s, 7s in the last few games. So how do you see this one going for yourselves? What sort of game do you think you're going to expect, and what realistically can you expect to get from it? Do you think Thomas Frank will employ special tactics for this, or just treat it as a free hit?
What a daunting opportunity, City. The best team in the league, hands down, and Pep is the type of manager to say go and get more goals, where some teams are happy with their 2 or 3 goals. Pep wants more, so it's going to be a very interesting game. Frank said in an interview the only game that he actually said let's go a little bit longer was the Liverpool game. The rest of the games he's tried to get the boys to play the same way in the same system, maybe with a few slight tweaks but nothing major. So potentially we'll see a long baller. I think we saw against Liverpool, if Liverpool throw at us, we throw it back. Can we get the goals against City doing that? Potentially not. So it's not a negative outlook, but it's one of let's try and keep the goal difference in the league position to a healthy margin. We're at -3 at the moment, I think. So it's not the worst, not the best. But if we let 4, 5, 6, I'll be happy with 4-0. But if we let 5, 6, maybe more, who knows, on City on the day, then that could hurt the goal difference and could pull us into not a relegation fight, but we have a little advantage with our goal difference over the teams at the bottom. And I think the fine margins, like I always say, are the things that are going to be the biggest things at the end of the season, who stays up and who doesn't. But potentially we could see a little Frank, let's try something different, which could be exciting to see. So we'll see what he does. It could go one or 2 ways. It could be a really tight game where we throw and punch a punch, or we could get our pants absolutely pulled down.
So getting into it now, what sort of game do you expect it to be, and what is your best score prediction? I know you want to go with the Bees, but being realistic, what do you expect this one to end up, mate?
Realistic score prediction? I don't know. You never want to say your team's going to concede a lot of goals. But like I say, City are absolutely on flames. What a front attacking team they've got, what a midfield they've got, what a defence and what a goalkeeper. Like, there's 0 weaknesses throughout their team, in my opinion, and we're going to have to be 150% on top of our game, and if we're not, then we could get found out massively. I'm hoping for a 3-0, 3-1, hopefully we get a goal, but we'll see.
So thanks, Jay. We're going to hear from Dougie now. So, hi, Doug. Welcome back on the show, mate. It's been a little while. So, as I said to Jay earlier, obviously it's been a mixed bag of results recently, but given your stature and where you was expected to finish this year, you must be more than happy with where you are in the league at the moment. But with that being said, do you think reinforcements are needed in January? And if so, where? And in order for you to stay up, do you think that's something you can do without reinforcements, or do you think you need one or two players in there just to cover injuries and fixture pile up, especially with these COVID games being called off?
So as Brentford are approaching the halfway point of the season, we've played 17 games so far and got 20 points. Yeah, we got a nice buffer between us and third from bottom Burnley, 9 points, but they got 3 games in hand. It's more interesting what Newcastle and Norwich have got. They've only got 10 and they've played one more game than us. However, we can't take that for granted. You know, sooner or later, Newcastle and Norwich could pick up, so could Burnley, and we could end up with ourselves in trouble if our form doesn't turn round. I was at the game last night, and from my point of view, we were overrun in the first half. As soon as Brighton figured us out, they were playing long balls forward and just catching our defence out. We were too slow, and we're playing round pegs in square holes in some of the positions, particularly right wing back. That the players, they're trying the hardest, but we're coming up against class and we're being found out. So we do need to strengthen the squad. Whether or not it will be permanent signings, ones for the future, or loan signings, we desperately need somebody to come in, because we are suffering badly with COVID cases, long-term injuries, and now we're gathering suspensions as well. So, to my mind, we probably need maybe a forward, right wing back, midfield player, probably 3, maybe 4 players to bolster the squad. Maybe it might mean some of the players who are on the fringes of the team having to go out on loan to make space, because I think we will be restricted still with I think it's a squad of 25 that we're permitted in the Premier League. So as I say, we might mean 1 or 2 going out on loan to create space. But as I said earlier, I think we do need to bolster the squad. I think it will be probably a mixture of permanent signings and loan signings, something we don't normally do. But I think we're in a situation now where we've got the players in the club, but unfortunately there are some of the long-term injuries.
So you're walking into Man City, who are in red-hot form at the moment. Obviously, couldn't have come at a worse time, as we said with Jay. Do you think it's going to be a foregone conclusion, or do you think there's a little chance where teams do struggle with the fixture pile-up over Christmas and New Year that you could just take advantage of that situation and come away with something?
Well, if there's any time to play Manchester City, perhaps at the moment is the wrong time for Brentford. With Man City scoring whenever they feel like it, and Brentford seem to just want to concede goals. We could be on the end of quite an embarrassing scoreline. However, what happened to Manchester City yesterday? They were 4-0 up half time and conceded 3 goals. Brentford 2-0 down at half time, and with a little bit more fortune in front of goal, we could have had a couple of goals and we could have been drawing the game and maybe even gone on to win the game. Not saying that we deserved to, because I thought Brighton were much the better side, especially the first half. But it just shows you what can happen. Manchester City, I'm pretty sure will win the game, but Brentford have got a chance with Man City, the way they defend at times. Leicester showed that they could get through, score 3 goals, and if we were to get 1 or 2 goals back, you never know. They might capitulate. Unlikely, but you never know. It's a busy period, Christmas. Funny things do happen. and it'd be lovely to get a late Christmas present, because I think the number of Brentford fans that went to Brighton on Boxing Day night, having to make their own way down there, they need some reward, and a good performance against Man City would be just that. I may also add that from time to time I do get accused of being more of a fan of the opposition than my own Brentford team. You know, I try to remain positive, but I'm speaking from what I see, and just at the moment, last night it was fresh in the memory, especially the first half performance when we didn't really compete in the midfield. And if any team was watching Brighton's first half performance, they'll have worked us out. And until we change something at the back, then I think we can concede goals. But like I said earlier, positive thinking, we could score goals. You know, we create chances. It's just putting the ball in the back of the net.
And as always, Doug, in terms of the game itself, how do you see it going, and what do you think the score will be, mate?
Well, as I said to the other question, I can't see us winning the game, but you never know. Realistically, I think Manchester City will carry on their merry way, scoring goals at will, and they could probably get 3 or 4 against us. If we take our chances that we create, and we do create chances, if we can get a goal back, maybe it might lead to 1 or 2 others. But I don't know. I'd like to think Brentford could maybe snatch a draw like they did against Liverpool, but it's telling me really that I think Man City could win 4-2.
So thanks, Jay. Thanks, Dougie. Nice hearing from you both again. We'll see how your predictions got on, and let's see if the Bees can get something from this game. Thanks for watching at home, guys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next preview.